Cool. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Curious Entrepreneur podcast. I am hosting the podcast today. So, my name is Sam Squire. I'm the ignition coach at Inspire to Ignite and all Curious Entrepreneurs. And today, I'm joined by Bailey Reddens.
Hello.
He is one of our igniters. I've known Bailey since last April.
Yes.
Alex has known you for a bit longer than that, about a year and a half.
My dad introduced me to him, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to firstly introduce yourself to all of the people listening and watching in, and letting them know what you're all about, and then we'll do a deep dive on you and on business and everything like that.
Yeah, so hello, my name's Bailey. I'm 17 years old. I'm currently in sixth form, and I'm currently running a cookie cutter business where I sell cookie cutters on Etsy and eBay. I started in lockdown. I sold all my mum and dad's equipment in the loft. I bought 2 3D printers, and I've got around 3,000 orders on Etsy and eBay.
Amazing. And that's just the surface, isn't it? So,
That's just the surface, yeah.
So I can't wait to actually, because I'm interested in finding a bit more about you anyway in regards to how you got to where you are now. And obviously we've just had like a coaching session next door around what the next few months look like, but also what the future looks like for you as well. So usually we start the podcast off with, it's all about curiosity.
Yeah.
So what sparked your curiosity to start a business or to get into business?
Well, my dad's always run a business.
Okay.
He's always been like, you got to be self-employed. So he was like, in lockdown, me and my brother Finley, we were both bored. We was thinking, what could we do?
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, why not you start a business? Just start a little business. Think of a little idea. So we was like, okay. He was like, go into our loft and see what you can find. So we found a camera, a microwave, sold that all on eBay. We found a 3D printer. We thought, but if we bought a 3D printer, what could we do with the 3D printer?
Yeah.
And we thought of these really like complex ideas. You know, like the Ring doorbells.
Yes,
We was going to do like a sun visor over that, and we thought it's too complex.
Yeah.
Why don't we do cookie cutters? So we was like, let's do some cookie cutters. We did really like simple shapes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really working. So we started off doing like personalised cookie cutters, like kids TV shows, like Octonauts, Hey Dougie, whack them on Etsy, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history, yeah.
Nice. So cool. You go in so many different directions with that. So talk to me about that first product that you done. So what did you launch it? Did you just launch on Etsy with that product, or did you kind of do a bit of?
We actually started on eBay. We didn't actually know about Etsy until about 5 months in.
Okay.
So we started making, Among Us, the show. We made little figures of Among Us, sold them on eBay, 3-4 orders a day for £9.99. So we're earning £40 a day.
Yeah.
And then the item quality of the Among Us started broken because the quality of our printer was starting to break, so we had to get brand new printers.
Okay.
Anyway, 4 months on, we moved everything onto Etsy, and it's more for like parents on Etsy, so it blew up on there.
Right.
We started to move away from eBay slowly.
Nice. So, okay, how old were you at the time?
I was 15.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So how were you thinking and feeling when you were starting that journey of running your own business with your brother?
It's a bit weird. I think in our age especially, it's a bit out of the ordinary because kids are earning their pocket money each week doing the hoovering for their mum and dad.
Yeah.
While me and my brother are making cookie cutters and sending them around United Kingdom and America.
Yeah.
So it was a bit out of the ordinary, but no, it was really exciting. I mean, I just thought it was something small where I'd earn £20 a week and it'll last me, but it's blown up massively.
Yeah, so if you don't mind sharing then, so in comparison to when you were 15 and you were getting your £40 a week, what's been your best week of sales since then?
So my best month's been nearly £2,000. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. So my best week, I don't know the number because it's on Etsy. It's monthly.
Okay.
So you can't really see weekly.
Right.
But yeah, my best month's been around £2,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know, like obviously one of the one of the Ignite conversations you've been having with Alex is around in regards to a quest, the 10% revenue month on month.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, do you want to tell listeners how you've performed with that? Because I know like October was a good it wasn't until we checked in and was like, oh, how's it going? The 10% revenue.
It was a little coincidence, wasn't it? Yeah, it's crazy. So I think the summer was quite slow actually. I don't know why it was slow. I started to introduce Etsy ads where I started to pay Etsy £5 a day and it would produce 16 items for people to look at and stuff like that. And then I think I was only earning about £800. And then it started going to 1,100, 1,300, 600. And yeah, it's just increased each month ever since then. And I think that's all from just the Etsy ads, which is crazy. But yeah, it's been increased all year. And then the start of this year has been mental as well.
Yeah, decent. Because we checked in and because I know you were overachieving on the 10%, and it wasn't until we was like, right, what were your figures for this month? And we actually worked out as 25%.
Yeah.
So like you're overachieving on what we set.
Yeah.
15% month on month revenue. So how have you dealt with earning more money and actually how is that affecting your other areas of your life? Because I know we've just spoken about money and actually when we increase the amount we earn, how that affects our spending habits. What's changed for you, both in your personal life and in business?
So the business is called the Cookie Cutter Lads. When it was me and my brother, but my brother left the business around a year ago. So I started doing my own. So financially, I started earning more because I was doing it by myself.
Yeah.
And then as I turned 16, I started to learn how to drive and started to do my visional. So obviously I had to start saving for that. So last year it was mainly just saving around just for my car, insurance, petrol. So financially that's been quite hard as I'm used to having disposable income to spend it with my mates and my friends. But it was hard because I had to save. This year's been different because in December last month I passed my driving test.
Okay.
So I was able to pay for the insurance, petrol. So I've got more disposable income to use, but it's just different because I haven't done that for the last year.
Right. Okay.
So I'm trying to get my head around that. I can spend my money.
Yeah.
But because I was such in the habit of saving it, if I'm like, what am I doing? But no, yeah.
Well, that's something that we're going to unpack with I'm really excited to do the coaching with you and that, and you're going to fly from it as well. I'm really excited. So, on that as well, like, obviously, going backwards a little bit. So you started your business, obviously, while still at school. You're now towards the end of your A levels.
Yeah.
How have you managed? If someone was listening, looking to start their own business, and is still at school, what advice would you give them to manage their time? Between two.
For me, it's crucial to find the right balance. Because obviously school's till 8 till 3, so it's most of your day. So I normally went to school. After school, I did my orders, the marketing. So it's about finding the right balance. And people have different balances. People might prefer to not have a day off one day, whereas I smashed it out during the 5 days. I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and in the weekend I had a little rest from school and business and started to chill with my friends because I wouldn't have much time after school. So it's all about finding the right balance for yourself because everyone has different balances. But what I would say is don't let school put you off. If you want to run a business. You can run a business whilst at school. It's not impossible.
Nice. Love it. And then so now then you're in a position where you're looking to come to this transition of actually finishing school.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about after that period for yourself?
Scaling up, really. I really want to scale up my cookie cutter business, and then I want to start a new adventure within marketing. I'd love to start getting into digital marketing. So that's something I want to get into. It's really exciting, really, because I've been in this structure of being at school for the last 13 years. So it's going to be different, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, because that's something we spoke about, actually, wasn't it, earlier, about how you, when we spoke earlier, is your number one word is committed, and I can
yeah.
see that for everything.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling about the unknown almost? And because I know you said
Yeah.
about like actually how you've been in school for like 13, 14 years, and you said that do you want to like tell people how you're feeling about that in regards to the commitment and letting go?
I mean, for me, because I'm moving on. For me personally,
Yeah.
I'm moving on to better things with going into business. So letting go of school isn't difficult for me. But no, I'm just really excited. I'm excited to move on to something new with amazing people around around me, with you and Alex and the rest of the Curious Entrepreneurs. So no, it was scary. It is going to be scary moving away from school, obviously, with the whole routine of getting up, going to school, coming home, work, going to bed, and same again. It's going to be different, but no, I'm really excited. Yeah.
You're gonna fly.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm interested in also learning about. So obviously that must have been really difficult for you, or challenging. So getting all that schoolwork done, working on your business, also managing the relationships with your family, with your friends, kind of have fun. Like, look at that. Everything comes with a cost in life. Each action comes with a cost. Looking back at the work you had to put in beforehand, obviously there must have been some really challenging times. What would you say to someone that is listening that is scared of losing that aspect of potentially that fun element of their life? Because what can you do now from the work you've put in beforehand?
I mean, now I can let the orders come through and deal with it when I get home, because I've already got the stock and I've already the printer's already on at home. Like, they're done. Whereas at the beginning, I had to print the stock, I had to do the marketing, whereas the marketing's already out there and I'm getting the orders. So the first bit is always the hardest. The idea, the generating, the pushing the business at the start is always the hardest. Like, you've just got to fight through it, I think. I mean, it's hard because you see your mates going out, you see your family going out, but you've just got to think what's going to happen in 3, 6, a year's time. Like, imagine where I could be. And that's why I just kept that mentality, and it's worked well. So
yeah, that's amazing. I love that mindset. And what do you think? What one thing do you think's impacted your mindset more than anything? Is it something that you think you've been born with, or is it your environment?
I think it's the environment.
Okay.
I think special mention to my dad. If it wasn't for my dad, I don't think I would have had this business mindset. And I think with you and Alex as well, like, you and Alex have pushed that business mindset into me, which has been even better. But no, I don't think the business mindset wouldn't have been if it wasn't for my dad, because my dad's always pushed me and my brother to start our own business. So yeah, it's the environment I'm being in.
Okay. So speaking about environment then, like, to be fair, about business stuff, Alex can take credit for, because I don't really talk about business, just ask questions. But with environment, obviously you engaged with Alex probably about a year and a half ago. You started Ignite last April. How would you describe that environment to someone listening or watching that's never heard about Ignite or the Ignite program?
It's a very positive environment. I think people always pushing each other. Even the curious entrepreneur that's the same age as me doing a clothing brand, we're always pushing each other, always connecting with each other, trying to give each other new ideas. So it's a really, really positive environment. There's no judgment. No one's judging each other. They just everyone else wants everyone to do well. It's just a really positive, really hard working environment.
And how do you think we could level it up?
That's a hard question. More entrepreneurs.
Okay.
More curious entrepreneurs. It'd be great to bring more, wouldn't it?
Okay, yeah. So that's a challenge for everyone watching or listening. That obviously we want you to join, because actually an array of different people working on different projects is really cool. Like, when people join the Discord from like different countries and working on different projects, you might think well, I thought this at first when I was just going into kind of like businessy stuff, like, oh, but what am I gonna learn from them? But actually, when you shift your mindset, like, right, how can I pick the best bits from their business and apply it to my own?
It's great to get people with different backgrounds, or not like, because I have a different background to another kid in my age with a different background. So it's great to share experiences, and yeah, it's really good.
Do you think that, like, with the cohort, so you're in the starting first ever cohort of Ignite, do you think that because we have in like other young people from different backgrounds, I certainly learned loads from all the young people that I work with, but I'd be interested to know more about what's been like the most valuable thing you've learned from someone in our cohort. You could even name names as well.
I think Bo.
Okay.
I think Bo's produced something from nothing to something amazing. She's got 350 subscribers on YouTube, which is amazing. And she's shown that something like stickers and badges, something so simple which people think wouldn't succeed, she's done really well. She's blown it up. I think that's amazing. Yeah,
they're smashing it. They got about, last time I saw, they had like 40,000 views on YouTube. So Bo's goal for the next 6 months is to monetize YouTube. So I'll put a link.
She's even getting the funding as well for her product. So
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, really cool. So that let's talk about. What else do you want to talk about for yourself?
What we talk about my next,
because I want to I'm more. I definitely want to speak about the future.
Yeah, let's speak about the future.
Okay, cool.
Let's speak about you.
Okay, so fast forward 3 months from now.
Yeah.
You'll be out of education.
Yeah.
And that we could even talk about actually the decision you're going to take.
Yeah. Big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a biggie.
It's a biggie. So I'm deciding not to go to uni.
Okay.
And the apprenticeship. I've got the grace to go uni. However, I've chosen to go full on business, which is a big step really, because there's no one else in my year group or anyone that I know realistically that has took this decision. So my plan is to step it up a gear really in business, is to scale up, like I said, my business, market, learn new things in business. So that's what I want to do in 3 months' time, is to have a budget plan.
Because I know that decision is something that you've not taken lightly either. No, that's been in the mix for like 8 to 10 months potentially.
Ever since I was younger, I've always wanted to be a PE teacher.
Right.
So my mum and dad would be like, you'll be a great PE teacher, because I used to use football coaching for a few years with a local team in Stevenage. So I've always wanted to be a PE teacher. So I was going to go uni to be a PE teacher, but this opportunity came along and I thought, is that really right for me? So yeah, decided not to do it, and here we are.
Like that is such a courageous thing to do though, because you have got the grades to go to university. Yeah. You did have something that you wanted to pursue that was in your mind for a long time. Obviously circumstances changed. That's what we spoke about earlier, actually creating some structure to where we can have some agility as well. But I know you've definitely, like from what you've shared with me and with Alex and with the other Igniters, that you've had challenges around making that decision. I know you've got a really supportive family network, but actually the real challenge has been in the people that you've been engaged with within school. So do you want to explain to listeners that might not be in that school environment, or young people that have not even actually got to that stage, that might want to make a decision like yours, or even just think about something different?
So the school were very, I want you to go uni, I want you to do an apprenticeship. So to apply for uni, you got to write a personal statement, and you got to say your opportunities that you've done, why you're going to be such a good uni student. Yeah. And they made everyone write one, and obviously I don't want to go to uni now, and they still made me write one. So it's a really like negative and like pushy atmosphere. It's really, really weird. But the worst thing about it actually costs money to send the personal statement.
Oh, right.
So it's like £30, I think, to send the personal statement. So I've sent the personal statement. I'm not even going to use it. I mean, £30 is not a lot of money, but it is. Like, I could use that £30 towards something else. And they've pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. Yeah, I mean, I've loved school since when I was younger, but yeah, as soon as you've got to make that decision, they're very anti full-on job or anti this. They want you to go university.
So talk me through that conversation you had with an individual then. So when you did turn round and say, or even just contemplated it, what response did you get?
So they were like, what's your backup option going to be? Or is this going to be 100%? Or is this not going to fall through? Or they're not, because they've never seen anything like this before, which is really sad, because how many kids have gone into uni and because it's so saturated, they've come out of uni, they haven't even got a job and they're going back down to work at Tesco. They've gone to work back at Asda. Some teachers are really happy and they're like, yeah, that's amazing. Amazing. But some are like the head of sixth form, he's really disagrees with it. Yeah, disagrees.
It is really, well, it's just really frustrating, isn't it, really? Because it's not a one size fits all. Like we don't, obviously me and Alex, like we're not anti uni. Yeah, we just are frustrated with how that's it's almost like that's the funnel. And especially, I didn't even know that, like, charging, because for £30 for some people is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and to go and waste that on a personal statement that you're not even going to use is crazy. It's like the teachers don't trust our decision where it is our decision. It's like they're making the decision for you. They're so, you've got to choose your life, you've got to do this, but it's like they spoon feed you. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. Yeah, they don't trust our generation. I don't think. It's crazy.
So how would you compare that approach to mine and Alex's approach?
You're very open-minded.
All right, okay.
You respect our decision. I think even if I did choose to go uni, you and Alex would have been so happy. You would have been, well done, amazing. Whereas the teachers, like, I still haven't even told all my teachers yet because I'm that apprehensive and scared about what they're going to say. Like, I've got my assistant sixth form head to tell, a couple of my form tutors are my teachers, but yeah,
I'll make sure
so
this
bad.
Podcast isn't published before
Hopefully not watching.
Nah. Well, they'll definitely be watching when you're smashing it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that can be you can channel that energy into that. Yeah. But I definitely agree with writing a personal statement. That's a great activity because it allows you to articulate yourself and what you want to do.
I did enjoy writing that personal statement. I mean, I used that I'm in the Ignite program. I've run my own business. It's a really good thing to use because even if I go into a full-time job, if I need to show pitching, like if people that I'm pitching to, it's great to show them and great to show what opportunities I've done and used.
But that's where, like, it's not just a personal statement where you can prove that. We've got obviously digital badging coming in and stuff like that, like where you can start kind of badging your experiences you can put on your LinkedIn and stuff like that. And
I think it's the personal statement's a bit outdated now, I think. And I don't think it's really fair on the people that aren't that financially stable, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah. Because people that are more financially stable have more opportunities. They're going to have more coaching badges. They're going to have this. Whereas people that aren't as financially stable, they've gone to their local club, volunteered. How is that? That's not fair.
That is true. That's a good point. Well, something else to change, I guess, as well. On that point, around the push for uni, I went to MKU yesterday, which is Milton Keynes University, and I was just blown away by the way their structure and the way they do things. So basically, all of the students are on degree apprenticeships, so they're actually embedded in an organisation. They work 4 days a week and then study for 1 day, based all around the country, and their learning environment's crazy. Like, they've got I showed you some videos earlier, like nothing's front facing, it's all like in a circle. You've got squad learning, and then it's such an inclusive space where there's like soundproofing. It's so visual as well.
It's so much more engaging from our generation as well, compared to university. How this is the difference. Like places like that in Milton Keynes is going to be so much more engaging, where you can work with others, you can cooperate with leaders, you can where you want to go into, which market you want to go into. Whereas uni, it's so saturated now. There's too many people in it.
But with this model is that you you come out, obviously you've got loads of work experience because you're in an organisation. You've learned a particular course that aligns with the work you're doing, and you've got no debt. So it's interesting how actually the system can be really positive, and actually they're the probably. And I spoke to the person that runs Christian Mackey, who, shout out to Christian, who had me yesterday, but he said basically it's the complete opposite of what every other uni does, but it works. He said 99% of people that go through that university are the ones that are going to get the promotion, whereas, like you said, the ones that are coming out of the other unis can't even get a job
because it's so saturated. Like, for example, like physiotherapists and teachers, like the government had to start giving out grants for people to start learning to teach. I know a few people older than me who went to do physiotherapist, and they've gone back to work in hospitality, for example, because there's no jobs around for them to become a physiotherapist. The only way for them to become a physiotherapist is to run a business, but they've got no business skills because they've gone to uni. Yeah,
it's a vicious cycle, isn't it? But it'd be interesting to actually I'm so glad we've done this, because obviously it's so good to hear your perspective on things, and I'm sure other young people listening are going to take so much value from it. So we've spoken about how you got to where you are in business, the challenges you faced with education, and your journey to where you are now. Obviously, you've put so much effort in, and massive credit to you for where you are now, because you deserve to be here. And it's not just understand your environment has allowed you to become who you are, but also there must be something in you that's driven that as well. So fair play to you. So now, 3 months' time, we've spoken about in our coaching session, right, this is what our outcomes are for the next 3 months. And do you want to make yourself accountable to the people listening what those are?
So I want to make a budget. Is it a budget plan? Is it
personal budget?
Personal budget. So I can so I'll explain my injury I had.
That's cool.
So
it's
about 3 years ago I had like shin splints. They're like shin splints, but they're down my spine.
Okay.
And I had a break in my back. I mean, I wasn't able to exercise during lockdown. So mentally, it's quite tough whilst running the business. It's a bit like, whoa. So fast forward now, I want to make a personal budget so I can afford a PT or a membership at a gym, meaning I'll become more healthier, confident. So that means I can market my business and scale my cookie-cut business. Nice. Now I've told everyone I've got to go and do this now.
Nice. Very well articulated as well on the ball. I like it. So that's the focus for the next 3 months. Obviously, during the coaching process, we'll break that down into weekly objectives and stuff like that, and we'll also explore what's next. So in that next 3 months, what do you want your life to look like?
I want it to be a positive. I want a positive attitude. Like I said, I want to stay committed to everything I say.
He's committed at anything he does.
If I wasn't committed, then I don't think I'd be here, really. Yeah. I just want to work hard, stay committed, positive, and I'll just let it take me, see what happens. But no, I think exercise is really important for the next 3 months, trying to get fit again, as I'm starting to leave school, so I have so much more time. So exercise is really important for me.
What do you think? Once you leave the education system and you just go all in on the business side of things, what do you think the greatest challenge will be?
Adjusting.
Yeah.
Adjusting to what I'm going to do in the week, because what am I going to do Monday to Friday now? No school. It'll be really good to adjust, but it will be difficult. Having a structured, what time do I wake up? What time do I do this? So used to waking up at 6:30, 7 every morning. I'm not going to be doing that the weekday, so I need to find a structured that I can follow. So that will be the most difficult, I think.
Okay. And how are you also gonna almost give yourself some self-love as well? Because like I can imagine, because that adjustment's going to be, we don't know, neither of us don't know what that's going to look like, but there's going to be something that will go wrong eventually. So how are you going to, because I know I can empathise with you around kind of just like standards, like got to be committed, got to do this, So how are you going to treat yourself when things don't go to plan?
just have a break. I think
Okay.
just have a chill, like step back and just look at the bigger picture.
Nice.
I think that's. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do in the moment, but if
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna tell myself in 3 months now, I'd say chill out,
Yeah.
take a breather, step back, look at the bigger picture, and just
So, yeah, just for context, I know I don't like bringing age stuff up, but like, how old are you for the listeners?
17.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, like sometimes you have got to realise that, and all the young people we work with put so much pressure on themselves, but when you do realise where you're at, and people that are going to be watching this, and they're going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But mate, you got loads of time and you're gonna smash it out. So before we wrap up then, where can people find you on socials with the business side of things?
Yeah.
And also what one piece of, from what you know with the journey you've been through, what one piece of advice would you give to a young person?
So you can find me on Etsy, the Cookie Cutter Lads. The same on Instagram, the Cookie Cutters _ Cutter Lads. I'm gonna drop a little discount code as well.
Nice.
If you use Curious,
you
get 20% off on Etsy.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, and then TikTok,
Okay.
the Cookie Cutter Lads on TikTok as well. And the one piece of advice I'd give is stay committed. Just think about what's going to happen in the next 6 months. I mean, a lot of potential can happen. A business doesn't just light up in a day. It takes a while to push. The start of a business will always be the hardest. If you get past that first stage, you'll smash it.
Quality, man. Give us bad. But yeah, thank you for listening, watching. It's been definitely one of my favourite episodes to record, and I'm so glad that we've met Bailey. We can see you flourish in the next 6 months, and like coaching is going to be crazy. So maybe we can get a part two. 3 months accountability.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Cool.
We'll do that.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the follow and subscribe button on Spotify. It makes a massive difference to the amount of listens we get. We're in the top 20% watched, top 30% listened to. So leave a review and tune in to the next episode coming very shortly. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.